Hey guys, if you're a fan of magic, epic battles, and anime where the protagonist goes from zero to hero, you're in the right place. Today we're going to do a real immersion into the first season of full-time Magister. I'm going to give you all the details about the episodes, explain the powers, the fights, and the magical wars of this incredible universe. Like, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell, because seriously, this video is going to be insane. Now, let's get to the story. The story begins by introducing our main character, Mofun, a third-year college student. The guy is super nervous about the entrance exam that's coming up, and the nervousness isn't because he didn't study, but because the exam is about magic, which is already totally out of the ordinary. At this academy, everyone's goal is to get into the magic school of their dreams. But, of course, they have to pass an exam that's really tough. Mofun says he didn't have time to study like he should have. 3 months ago, he ended up in the mountains and met a mysterious old man who gave him some weird glasses. Since then, the class has been making fun of him, saying that he has the least chance of passing the exam. Are they underestimating Mofun? It seems like the tables are turning, huh? Now Mubai enters the scene, the complete opposite of Mofun. Mubai is the most popular guy in the class, and everyone knows that he comes from a family famous for being masters of ice magic. The guy has everything going for him, right? After class, his father is there, as always, all humble, waiting for his son. But don't be fooled, the father is in a bad mood because of Mubai's future, because his magic levels are still so low, and without it, he won't be able to get into magic school. The father tries to cheer him up, saying that he has found a job as a delivery boy, in case the magic thing doesn't work. But Mubai doesn't even want to hear that idea. He begs for more time, promising to work harder to get into the school. So, will Mubai be able to turn things around, or will he end up following Plan B? Mofun, completely desperate, begs his father, swearing that he will study harder to pass the exam for the magic school. His father, trying to stay calm, tells him to relax, promising that he will do everything he can to ensure his son's entrance. Later, Mofun is walking with a friend, and fate plays a trick on him. He sees his father talking to the head of the Mu family. This head is the big boss in town, the most powerful guy, and the owner of a super rich family. But the truth is that the Mu family has a terrible reputation, especially when it comes to Mofun's family. In a flashback, we discover that these two families have a very complicated past. And guess what? When Mofun was younger, he spent a lot of time with the daughter of the Mu family. But one day, she got fed up with the family's problems and asked Mofun for help to escape. Will he tell anyone, or will he keep this secret? Mofun and her friend are caught by the head of the Mu family, and guess who pays the price? Mofun's father. Back in the present, the head makes a great offer. He promises to guarantee Mofun's future and do everything he can to get him into magic school. But there's a price. The head wants the family house and Mofun's father's salary in exchange. The father, with no other choice, accepts the deal. He's willing to sacrifice everything to give his son a chance. When he gives him the news, Mofun is thrilled to be able to get into magic school. But here's the thing, the father doesn't tell him what they had to give up. Mofun still doesn't know the sacrifice that was made for him. So what? When he finds out, what will happen? Now, imagine the classroom. The students are talking about the elemental powers they can gain by going through the awakening process. They say that light and fire are the rarest ones you can get. The teacher gives the students a special t-shirt, and as soon as they awaken their power, it glows according to the element they gained. You know that blue is ice, dark red is fire, and gold is light, right? And of course, the other students don't miss the chance to make fun of Mofun, saying that he's the only one who won't awaken anything. When it's his turn, everyone is already expecting him to fail. But will Mofun let it go? The magic stone will reveal the truth, and it could be a big surprise. The other students have already done their tests, and here comes the great moment. The name of Mofun is called. The whole crowd is laughing, already playing that he will take the worst power of all. Mo Fun gets up, a little awkward, and puts his hand on the stone. What happens? Nothing, at least at the beginning. But here comes the plot twist. While the class is distracted with another student who took the power of firelight, the stone begins to shine. And it doesn't shine only in red, but also in gold. This means that Mo Fun not only gained firepower, but also the rare ability of firelight. Now he is secretly the most powerful student of school. The question that remains is, when will it reveal this hidden power? The teacher praises Mo Fun, and the class is jaw-dropping. Everyone swore he was going to end one of the worst elements, but it seems that no one expected it. Mo Fun, inside, is feeling great, because he knows he has the ability to light fire, but the guys only think he has firepower. 2 months pass and the teacher explains about the magic stars. When they appear, you need to learn to control them to unlock all your power. Mubai, of course, is already 5 stars and is the strongest guy in the class. Mo Fun, just a star. And the mocking continues. But the truth is that Mo Fun has much more power than they imagine. Will he show what he is capable of? The real reason for Mo Fun to have only 1 star in battle is because this star represents the element of fire, not the power of light, which is already 6 stars. Just 1 to complete the cycle, Mo Fun is focused. Later, he finds his sister in the park, but soon realizes that some students took her mattress, that she needs to walk. Mo Fun tries to solve in peace, asking the mattress back, but the students so joke, saying that he should be like his sister. The humiliation hits hard, but then Mo Fun feels power. He concentrates all his strength and, bam, unlocks the 7th star. Suddenly he uses light skill, and students flee asking for mercy. Will they finally respect Mo Fun? Mubai will visit the Mu head of the family, and they start talking about Mubai's progress with their 5 stars. The boss is all proud, of course, but the conversation soon turns to Mo Fun. Mubai sends the real Mo Fun. There's only 1 star. It's the worst wizard of school. The boss then draws a plan. They need to find a way to make Mo Fun fail the next exam. The next day, Mubai asks the boss how they will do this. The solution? Using a magic stone that can drain the energy of Mo Fun, ensuring that it removes a low grade. But there's a detail that they don't expect. Mo Fun is training their firepower like never before. He is focused, determined to prove his value. The day of the exam arrives, and Mubai gets a degree S, the maximum. Then it's time for Mo Fun. The boss gives the examinator order to put the magic stone to sabotage Mo Fun. Result? He takes only 1 B. Mo Fun, however, feels that there is something wrong. Determined, he tries again, and this time, it breaks the magic stone and reveals its true power. The degree S is his, shocking all present. The impressed MU family leader offers a respect ring, but Mo Fun has not forgotten the past. He refuses and sends the real. The Mu family always humiliated the others, just as they did with his father. Will Mo Fun be able to impose himself and change family history? Only time will say. The MU family, always shit, goes to the teacher to complain that they should be excused by the humiliating way with which they were treated. But the teacher does not buy this one. He sends the real. No one will be expelled just for having a disagreement unless things come out a lot of control. And guess just? Mubai, in all this confusion, challenges Mo Fan for a fight. Then the Mu family leader, trying to play the hero, decides that he will fight in the place of his son, Yuan. And of course, Mo Fan, who does not escape a challenge, accepts on time. But there's one, this fight will only roll in 2 years, because the two are not enough older, and the school won't allow it before that. We have advanced 2 years, and the new semester begins. The teacher arrives with bombastic news. The best wizards in the class were invited to be part of the elite class, an exclusive group. And to get even better, these elite students will receive special relics known as magic EQs, which will boost their training. Only the 4 top students of the class will have a chance to use EQ for an entire month. But, of course, not everything is flowers for Mo Fan. The teacher remembers the bullshit he had with the Mu family and says that because of that, he will only be able to use the EQ for 10 days. Will Mo Fan make these 10 days worth it? Mo Fan can only have 10 days with the school EQ, but, guess just, he has a trick in his sleeve. As they enter the cave, the truth begins to emerge. He has a trick up his sleeve. Remember that necklace the old man gave him? Well, this Neloka is actually a really powerful EQ, something that everyone thought had already been extinct. His teacher, Miss Tang Yu, shows up to chat and drops the bombshell. This necklace is a rare type of EQ that keeps growing in power. It absorbs the abilities and spirits around it, becoming stronger and stronger. She warns Mo Fan to really value this gift, because it's the kind of relic that can change everything. Soon after, the students are sent to the mountains. They thought they were going to do basic training, but who said it would be easy? The leader of the army has other plans. He announces that the students will participate in a hunting program, an exercise where they will have to hunt real enemies. It's the moment of truth, where each one's magical abilities will be tested. Mo Fan and the rest of the class begin completing several missions, one after the other, until they arrive at a dark cave. The army leader says he left a bracelet inside and that they need to get it back. But there's one detail. The cave is inhabited by a one-eyed werewolf. Or at least that's what they think. When they enter the cave, the truth begins to appear. The so-called one-eyed werewolf is actually a spiritual werewolf, and the mission is a trap. The commander sent this creature to test the students for real. They're being watched and their abilities are at their limit. Now, the gang is face to face with a giant werewolf. Will they be able to get out of this? Most of the students are in total shock. Some can barely move because they're so scared. Mubai, always confident, tries to use his ice magic. But guess what? It doesn't even tickle the monster. He even helps a girl who, full of courage, throws herself in front of the creature. But Mo Fan knew she had no chance of hurting him. So, without thinking twice, he takes her out of the cave. But out of nowhere, the girl comes back to try to prove that she is a strong magician. But unfortunately, even in the second round, the girl can't even scratch the monster. The one who ends up saving her is one of the students with the power of light, who appears just in time. Soon after, Mubai also tries his second attack, but the monster simply throws him to the ground as if it were nothing. Now it's Mo Fan's turn. He enters the cave at exactly the right moment, feeling that it's time to put his magic to the test. He activates his stars and releases several bursts of fire, launching fireballs straight at the monster. And the best part? He unlocks a new level of his power. Now, Mo Fan is at level 2 of fire, something that leaves the teachers, who are watching everything from afar, completely shocked. But then the atmosphere gets even more tense. The commander realizes that the monster is no longer obeying his commands. He loses control of the situation and warns the teachers that the students are in real danger. With no time to waste, they run to save the gang. The monster is completely out of control. Mo Fan and his friend Zhang Zhao team up and start attacking the monster with everything they have, trying to protect the other students. But after a powerful attack, the monster turns its claws on Zhang Zhao, who ends up being defeated. At this critical moment, something changes in Mo Fan. For the first time, he combines his two abilities, fire and light, and with a last effort, he finally manages to defeat the spirit monster. It was quite a battle, and Mo Fan proved once and for all that he is much more powerful than everyone thought. After defeating the monster, something crazy happens. Mo Fan's ring begins to absorb all the energy from the creature's spirit, making him even more powerful. His teacher, completely surprised, comments that it is incredible that a student can defeat a monster with so much power, since the spirit monster is practically as strong as a one-eyed monster. Thanks to Mo Fan's feat, all the students end up getting high marks on the test. But Mo Fan, he doesn't even care about the prize. His mind is on something else, unleashing his true power. After defeating the monster, he realized that he had unlocked level 2 of the fire element and felt how strong he is. Now, he is determined to finally reach level 2 for his fire ability and keep improving. Then, he remembers Miss Yang's words about the ring. She told him that the ring has the power to absorb several different souls, and this will only make Mo-Fan even stronger. So, he makes a decision to become a hunter, to evolve the ring and his powers even more. With this goal in mind, Mo-Fan goes straight to the city, determined to join the hunter's team. He enters the hunter's room and gets straight to the point, asking a strange guy how he can sign up. The guy, with that veteran air, says that there is a huge waiting list to get in and that they only accept hunters who have, at the very least, the firepower. Now, will Mo-Fan be able to stand out and join the team? The adventure is just beginning, so Mo-Fan, without wasting any time, turns to the guy and asks, "And the power of light, how does it work?" The man, somewhat suspicious, laughs and answers, "Dude, you don't need to make up a story to try to get in. Tell the truth." He doesn't believe that Mo-Fan has the power of light after all. He explains that only 1 in 1,000 hunters acquire this element. Mo-Fan, not paying much attention, simply turns around and leaves while the guy is still talking. Meanwhile, the leader of the city's hunters is fed up with all the low-level hunters who keep showing up there, trying to get in. He gives the order for the guys to only bring people with real experience as hunters. And then it's Mo-Fan's turn. They ask him to show his hunter certificate, and Mo-Fan, quite calmly, says he doesn't have one. The hunters look at him and say, "Get lost, kid. We only accept people who know how to do it, not amateurs." Mo-Fan, without losing his cool, says he's a fire mage, and this makes the guys visibly nervous. They've never seen a fire mage up close, since they're very rare. Suspicious, they ask him to prove it. Mo-Fan, without blinking, forms a path of stars with his fire ability, leaving everyone open-mouthed. He introduces himself as Fan Mo, trying to maintain an air of mystery. After that, he finally meets the leader of the city's hunters, who accepts him on the team and explains that they have a mission at a local school, where monsters have attacked. But since Mo-Fan is the newbie of the group, they ask him to stay out of it, just watching from afar. But Mo-Fan doesn't care about being left out. He asserts himself and makes it clear he wants to be part of the mission from the beginning. Will the leader let Mo-Fan prove himself, or will he keep him in the background? Mo-Fan receives news that the school attacked by the monsters is the same one where his sister studies. His heart races. He immediately calls her, and she says she is fine, but warns him that other students have been taken by the monsters. Wasting no time, Mo-Fan runs to the school, determined to save the students. When he arrives, he begins to investigate the place, and soon comes across the feared one-eyed monster, which is much stronger than he expected. Mo-Fan prepares to face the monster, but before he can do anything, the rest of the hunting team appears on the scene. That's when they show why they are known as the elite group. Each of the members demonstrates their skills, but the youngest of the group makes a mistake when using his powers. At this critical moment, Mo-Fan intervenes, using his magic to turn the tables. With his power, the monster is defeated and completely paralyzed, preventing the girl on the team from getting hurt. Everyone is impressed by Mo-Fan's skill. They thank him for being there at the right time, recognizing that without him, things could have ended badly. And so, he is finally accepted as part of the Hunters team. Mo-Fan begins to fit in with the group, earning their respect and becoming a true hunter. Meanwhile, the Mu family is preparing for a big fight. The one chosen to face Mo-Fan is Yuan, the most powerful ice mage of the new generation. Yuan, curious, asks the head of the Mu family why he was chosen for this fight against Mo-Fan. The head, with that air of superiority, answers that it is to celebrate the future winner, ensuring that the whole family can celebrate together. But could they be underestimating Mo-Fan? Little do they know the power he is hiding. Meanwhile, at school, student Ju Min asks Mo-Fan to meet her after class. She explains that she has heard some stories about strange things happening in the area and wants to investigate the place with the strongest mage in the class. Mo-fan, of course, agrees and goes with her. When they get there, they come across another eye-cat, but this one is different. Mo-fan soon realizes that this is the real eye-cat that the city hunters have been looking for a long time. He tells Ju-min that he will call the hunting team, but she had already called the police. But the clever cat hears the sound of the cell phone and starts chasing them. Mo-fan does his best to face the monster, but even after several powerful attacks, he is unable to take it down. It is then that a member of the city hunters, Kai Tang, appears. She is an ice mage, and guess what? She is also part of the Mu family. Ju-min tells Kai Tang about Mo-fan, who is in the middle of fighting the eye-cat. They rush to help and arrive in time to immobilize the monster. Kai Tang recognizes Mo-fan. She remembers him from when he was younger. She tells Yuan that his name is Mo-fan, and that he is the same guy who studies at the magic school and who insulted her uncle. Yuan is surprised to find out that the Mo-fan he is going to fight is the same one who is now facing the monster. After Mo-fan flees the scene, Kai Tang calls the city hunters, but they all know that they need Mo-fan's power of light to truly defeat the monster. When he arrives, the entire team asks him to use the power of light against the cat. But after using his power, the cat becomes even stronger, transforming into a general class creature, a level far above what Mo-fan expected. Some of the hunters suggest that it is better to retreat, since the chance of victory is getting slimmer. But the captain insists that they must try, because many lives are at stake if they give up. Everyone joins together and unleashes their powers with everything they have, trying to contain the monster. Even so, the creature seems to be getting stronger and stronger. That is when Mo-fan makes a decision. He will use his power of light to the maximum to try to finish off the cat. He manages to hold it off for a while, but the monster is still of a much higher level. The team's only hope is when, out of nowhere, the strongest water mage in Asia, Mr. Young, appears. Mr. Young uses his advanced water power and easily defeats the monster, praising Mo-fan for holding on until that point. After that, Mo-fan absorbs the monster's soul, gaining a new level of power. Now, with the duel against Magister Young approaching, the school principal gives Mo-fan a little encouragement, but at the same time he is visibly worried. He is not so sure that Mo-fan can win. The principal reveals the true prize of this event: access to the Sacred Wind, an arena where mages' abilities can be drastically improved. It is then that Mo-fan realizes how Mr. Young became so powerful. He must have trained in the Sacred Wind to reach the advanced level of mage. Now, Mo-fan is more determined than ever to win the tournament, but it seems that no one trusts him. Even his childhood friend tries to convince him not to show up for the duel, saying that Yuang is too strong. But Mo-fan is focused and replies that it is Yuang who should be afraid, because he is fully prepared for this fight. He has made it clear. He is waiting for this day to fight for his family's honor, and to defeat those who humiliated his father. The big day arrives. The entire city is present at the convention to witness the duel between Mo-fan and Yuang. All the important guests are there. When Mo-fan approaches Kai Tang, she warns him that he should behave like a VIP. But Mo-fan, of course, has forgotten that no one knows that he is Fan Mo, the name he uses as a hunter. Although most people believe that Mo-fan will lose, he receives support from his friends, the leader of the training program's army, and even his father. They tie their hands and the duel begins. Yuang, part of the powerful Mu family, begins to show off his unique magical equipment, which allows him to move incredibly fast, making it difficult for Mo-fan to hit him. He taunts Mo-fan, saying that his level 3 ice is far superior to Mo-fan's level 2 fire, but Mo-fan is unfazed. He remembers the teachings of the city hunters and suddenly aligns his 7th star. He unleashes his true fire power, creating a ball of fire around himself that protects him from Yuang's ice attack. He then counterattacks with a blast of fire that knocks Yuang down, but Yuang stands up, full of arrogance, saying that Mofan is lucky that he unleashed his level 3 power. He reveals that he is wearing special armor, a gift from the Mu family. Even the head of the family is shocked that they had to use this kind of equipment against Mofan. The audience starts to murmur that the duel is unfair, and the leader of the armor even suggests that Mofan give up. Yuang continues to taunt, saying that Mofan's father could never have afforded such an armor, and that he is just a poor boy. But Mofan remembers the sacrifices his father made for him to enter the School of Magic and decides to continue the fight, releasing his maximum power of light and revealing for the first time that he is a dual-element mage. Combining fire and light, Mofan manages to break Yuang's armor and, unexpectedly, wins the duel. An incredible victory. If you enjoyed this epic ending, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Activate the bell so you don't miss any new videos. Until next time, everyone.